swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this public inquiry. So God may help you. Thank you. The oath has been administered, sir.
Thank you. Yes,
Thank you, Chairman. LRA, you were ordered to submit to this committee official records of properties by Mr. Former or retired SPO4 Sunny Binaventura during the last hearing.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, and good morning to the honorable members of the committee. Earlier this morning, Your Honor,
Pakilapit po ng microphone.
earlier this morning, Your Honor, we received a verbal request with regard to the list of properties of Sanson Benaventura, Your Honor. And at present, Your Honor, the information with regard to the list of properties are being extracted as of now, Your Honor.
Attorney, so hindi kayo naka-receive ng order coming from this committee to the COMSEC with regards to that document?
I believe we have not, Your Honor. On behalf of the legal division, Your Honor, I believe we failed to receive this address.
COMSEC, have you sent a letter with regard to that document?
I'm checking our record, sir. But he is right. This morning we talked and we requested for them to submit the documents.
However, Your Honor, a few minutes ago, Your Honor, we already received an information from our ICT that the information with regard to the properties of the same person are already extracted. And as of this moment, Your Honor, our representative from the LRA is on his way to bring the said documents, Your Honor.
Okay, please submit to this committee in today's, before we suspend, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Today's hearing.
Thank you very
Mamaya po, pag-usapan natin yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So we're done. Okay, thank you. Now we will proceed with the hearing proper. And
Mr. Chair.
yeah, I'm sorry. Before that, I would like to recognize Congresswoman Arlene Brosas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, this is a manifestation, Mr. Chair, with regards to the hearing last time of the extrajudicial killings and for the next hearing of the EJK, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, nasaksihan natin sa mga nakaraang hearing ng Quad Committee ang kalunos-lunos na kalagayan ng mga biktima ng madugong giyera kontra droga ng Duterte administration. Hindi lamang mga pinaghihinalaang drug users at pushers ang naging target, kundi pati mga inosenteng sibilyan ay nadamay sa walang habas na pagpatay. Gumamit ng mga pekeng warrants, nanlaban kaya pinatay, walang maayos na investigasyon pagkatapos. Mr. Chair, ito ang mga nararanasan ng mga biktima at kanilang pamilya sa ilalim ng war on drugs. Makikita rin ang ganitong kalakaran sa nangyaring magkasabay na operasyon na nagresulta ng extrajudicial killings noong March 7, 2021. Sa isang araw na operasyon lamang, 9 ang pinatay at 4 ang inaresto ng mga pulis. Noong nangyari ito, ang isa sa mga Davao Boys na si Police Colonel Lito Patay ay kasalukuyang head ng PNP CIDG Regional Field Unit sa Region 4A noon. Siya rin ang nag-apply ng 63 search warrants noon kung saan 42 ang naaprubahan para sa operasyon na ito. So Mr. Chair, mahalagang marinig natin mula sa mga pamilya ng biktima ang nangyari noon. Nagpadala rin po ang mga pamilya ng biktima ng sulat sa Quad Committee. Kaya naman, I implore this committee to invite the families of the victims, Rosenda Lemita and Lizelle Asuncion, to our next hearing of the extrajudicial killings. And also, Mr. Chair, to invite the perpetrators, those who can be identified, Mr. Chair. I believe, Mr. Chair, that copies of letters and documents were already sent to your respective offices as chairpersons of the Quad Committee, Mr. Chair. Kilala po itong issue na ito as Bloody Sunday Massacre, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, salamat po, Congresswoman Brosas. Yes, pagka tinalakay po natin ang usapin tungkol sa extrajudicial killings sa ating mga susunod na mga pagdinig, ay iimbitahan po natin ang mga taong nabanggit ninyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, inquire ka lang, Mr. Chair, kasi we would like for it to be included, yung mga names ngayon, sa admin matters, so that by next hearing, Mr. Chair, ready na po na maimbitahan natin or nandito na yung mga witnesses, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
at the moment we are the committee just received a letter coming from the families of the victim. And in their letters, they are requesting for an audience with the committee. And we have been discussing that. And perhaps in the next Quadcom hearing on the topic of EJK, we will invite them and we will send invitations ahead so that they can make the necessary preparations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Yes, Congressman Karap.
Part of the admin, Mr. Chairman, just to update now with regards to travel, doon sa exist letter ni Rose Nonolin, we have received from the BID that on 19th November, that was 8 days ago, 2024, Rose Nonolin left Manila to Hong Kong. PAL siguro to, Philippine Airlines, kasi PR 310, no? So, 19 po. BID, hanggang ngayon hindi pa na ba nakabalik? Wala pang return. BID, wala. Mamaya po, Mr. Chairman, mamaya na po natin tanungin BID.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, salamat, Congressman Paduano. Now we will proceed with the first part of the hearing is the presentation of the report of the PIDEA to the Quadcom. May kaugnayan po ito dun sa drug situation na dito po sa ating bansa. So PIDEA, are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Okay, please proceed. While you're doing your presentation, everybody's invited to have your lunch, courtesy of DSJJ Suarez. So please enjoy the lunch hosted by DSJJ.
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, good morning. This presentation is a compilation of information from the hearings of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, chaired by Congressman Robert H. Barbers, Committee on Public Order and Safety, chaired by Congressman Dan Fernandez, Committee on Human Rights, chaired by Congressman Bienvenido Abante Jr., and Committee on Public Accounts, chaired by Congressman Joseph Stephen Caraps Paduano, as well as information from Senate hearings regarding dangerous drugs and Philippine offshore gaming operators, or Pogos, including data from our agency and various resources. Our investigations began when 560 kilos of shabu worth 3.6 billion pesos were seized in a joint operation of the National Bureau of Investigations, Bureau of Customs, the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, and the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency in Mexico, Pampanga, in September 24, 2023. After a controlled delivery operation, the boxes of drugs containing shabu were seized in a warehouse owned by Willie Ong, which was constructed on land previously owned by the Tumang family in Pampanga. Willie Ong, also known as Kai Kui Meng, is one of the 5 identified incorporators of Empire 999 Realty Incorporated. Another incorporator of Empire 999 is IDT Young. IDT Young is an incorporator of 2 other companies, Golden Sun 999 Realty and Development Corporation and Yatay Industrial Park Incorporated for their land acquisition. Aside from IDT Young, another incorporator of Golden Sun 999 Realty and Development Corporation is Rose Nono Lin. Rose Nono Lin is also an incorporator of Parmali Pharmaceutical, which rose to notoriety when it bagged 13 contracts from the government worth a total of 11 billion. All supplies for COVID response during the global pandemic, despite having a declared paid-up capital of only 625,000 pesos. One co-incorporator of Rose Nonolin in Parmali Pharmaceutical Corporation is Michael Yang or Hong Meng Yang. Rose Nonolin and Michael Yang are also co-incorporators of a certain Alan Lin in Piley Holdings Corporation. Alan Lin is the husband of Rose Nonolin. A reliable informant of Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency positively identified that Alan Lin or Alan Jeffrey Lin also uses several other identities, namely Jeffrey or Jeff Lin, Ayong, Wexiong Lin or Lin Wexion, Alan Lim, and Wen Li Chen. According to this informant, Alan Lin is a close friend of then Special Assistant to the President, Christopher Bongo. Alan Lin is a casino junket operator who is involved in the kidnapping of high-roller Chinese gamblers in Okada, Manila. Alan Lin or Wexion Lin was involved in a case involving illegal drugs in Cavite, but this case was dismissed in 2015. Further, Alan Lin allegedly holds Vietnamese, Burmese, and Cambodian passports. Alan Lim and Michael Yang were linked by former PNP Colonel Eduardo Asierto in a drug matrix of the Johnson Chua Drug Trafficking Organization, which Asierto revealed in 2017. Johnson Chua is allegedly responsible for operating a drug warehouse in Cagayan de Oro City, the Shabu clandestine laboratory raided by PDEA in Dumoy, Davao City in 2004, and another Shabu laboratory in Bunawan, Davao City. Michael Yang handled shipping requirements for Johnson Chua, while Alan Lim, who was connected to Yang, operated a clandestine Shabu laboratory in Cavite. Yang Jianxin, also known as Tony Yang or Antonio Maestrado Lim, is a sibling of Michael Yang. Tony Yang is allegedly the owner of a Pogo in Cagayan de Oro City and affiliated to Mr. Johnson Chua, the same Chua who is a known smuggler and implicated in the dismantled clandestine Shabu laboratory in Dumoy, Davao City in 2004. Hong Jing Yang is another sibling of Michael Yang. Hong Jiang Yang is also an incorporator of Fullwin Group and Piley Estate Group. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission provided information that Hong Jiang Yang and a certain Yao Sheng Kan transferred funds to the company Baoful Land Development Incorporated. Later, investigations revealed that the incorporator of Baoful Land is Alice Guo or Guo Waping, the former mayor of Bamban, Tarlac. Baoful Land Development Incorporated is the real estate company that leased its compound to the Pogo licensee Hongxing Gaming Technology Incorporated, later renamed Zun Yuan Technology Incorporated. According to Senator Risa Hontiveros, the money amounting to 3.3 billion pesos from Hong Kong, from Hong Jiangyang and Yu Chengkan was used to bankroll Hongxing Gaming Technology Incorporated. Hongxing Gaming Technology Incorporated built the Pogo complex in Bamban, which was raided on March 13, 2024. The Anti-Money Laundering Council released the results of its investigation last July 2024 and identified several companies linked via financial instruments and transactions to Miss Alice Guo. One company identified by the AMLAC caught the attention of Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. RMCE Metal Products Trading Company, which received fund transfers from Alice Guo through QJJ Farm and her personal bank accounts. QJJ Farm is owned by Alice Guo. RMCE Metal Products had been previously investigated by AMLAC and PDEA for having financial interactions with accounts of Concepcion M. Chua. Accounts had been previously identified by PDEA as instruments used for money laundering by convicted Chinese drug lord Wu Tuan Yuan, better known as Peter Ko. These accounts are the subject of money laundering cases, even as Peter Ko is serving his drug sentence in Sablayan Penal Farm in Occidental Mindoro. That ends my presentation, sirs.
Thank you, Deputy Director Gumban. May we know if you have a soft copy of that presentation? Can you please submit that to the committee?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Now, with that presentation, we have a list of interpellators. And in the list, I have here the first interpellator is Congresswoman Jinky Beatrix Luistro. You are recognized and you have 10 minutes.
Mr. Chair, the presentation of PIDEA, although we acknowledge that there is clarity and it enlightens the committee on how Pogo drugs are related, including the illegal acquisition of land, the volume of corporate layering, along with the corporate personalities, are truly overwhelming, Mr. Chair. So I wish to raise some questions which I will be deducing to the matrix that was presented by the PIDEA. First, among those, you mentioned, PIDEA, about controlled delivery. For the enlightenment of the Filipino people, although I understand that we have discussed this initially at the Dangerous Drugs Committee that was prior to the creation of Quadcom, kindly enlighten us again. Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng controlled delivery?
Yes, Mr. Chair. According to Article 2 of the Organized Crime Convention describes controlled delivery as the technique for allowing suspicious shipments or cargo to leave, pass through, or enter a jurisdiction with the knowledge and supervision of authorities.
And with that, PIDEA, when did you acknowledge that suspicion that there will be entry of dangerous drugs in the country?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, this information is the lead agency on this operation, ma'am, is the National Bureau of Investigation. So they were the first to know what is coming to the Philippines.
So is it correct to say, PIDEA, that it was the NBI who acquired that information, and thereafter, they made the necessary coordination with the PIDEA, the BOC, and the NICA. Tama po ba iyon?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
At least, PIDEA, can you please enlighten us, ano po bang information ang shinare sa inyo ng NBI that led to this operation?
They went to our office about 6 months before the operation. That is for coordination purposes and for joint operation. Yes, Mr. Chair.
May we know what information was shared to you?
That there is a incoming shipments going to the Philippines, and they know the information regarding that matter, Mr. Chair.
Did they provide the port of unloading, the date of delivery, the shipper, the importer, the consignee, PIDEA?
Yes, ma'am.
So with that information given to PIDEA, from your end, ano pong ginawa ninyo?
Ours, ma'am, is just coordination with NBI. We let them do their task. And in support to NBI, that is what they are requesting us, is the control delivery, because it is only the Director General of PIDEA can approve the control delivery, ma'am.
By control delivery, PIDEA, would it be correct to say na yun pong intended na port of unloading ay kinokontrol na ng government and it is being unloaded somewhere else as directed by the government?
It is controlled by the agent or the action agent of NBI, ma'am. They are the one who are giving information and we are just receiving it. And the NBI is just coordinating with us what to do with it.
What therefore is the participation of the BOC, being the agency which has jurisdiction over importation?
As agreed upon, ma'am, they will be the one to intercept the cargo there in their jurisdiction. That
And
is
did-
in Subic.
Did BOC indeed intercepted?
Yes,
shipment?
ma'am, together with other agencies, together with PIDEA and BI.
You mentioned about this interception. During the interception of this shipment, present po ba itong apat na agencies, PIDEA, NBI, BOC, and NICA?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you please enlighten us? Please describe the illegal shipment that was apprehended.
Ma'am, could NBI answer that question, ma'am? We are not really, we do not really know the exact information about that matter because it is an NBI operation.
But you said a while ago that it was jointly conducted by the four offices, the PIDEA, the NBI, the BOC, and the NICA. And you likewise said earlier that these four offices were present during the operation. Saan po ba nahuli ito?
In the wharf of Subic Port, ma'am.
Wharf of Subic Port. And I heard from your report that this was found in a warehouse in Mexico, Pampanga.
Yes, ma'am. That is because of control delivery. We know that already that is in the Subic. We accounted for it together with the four agencies. And through control delivery operation, ma'am, it is already the PIDEA who is controlling the delivery,
PIDEA,
Mr. Chair.
if we are aware, ano po talaga yung port of unloading na nakalagay sa bill of lading nito?
Subic Bay Port, ma'am.
Subic Bay Port. And since it is a controlled delivery, it was directed to be unloaded or to be brought to the Empire 999 warehouse in Mexico, Pampanga. Tama po ba?
No, ma'am, because the first area that it should be delivered is Tondo, Manila.
So what is actually written on the bill of lading? Saan po dapat ang delivery nito?
Tondo, Manila, ma'am.
Tondo, Manila. Then why did it go to Subic, Pampanga?
Along the way, in route to Tondo, Manila, ma'am, according to the NBI, the action agents told them that it would be directed to Mexico, Pampanga.
So, was the delivery unloaded in Tondo or in Subic, Pampanga?
First, ma'am, it is unloaded in Subic.
And then,
Then it is carried by the vehicle going to Tondo. But along the way, it was diverted to Mexico, Pampanga.
I see. It was unloaded in Subic, and then while it was on its way to Tondo, you shifted going to Mexico, Pampanga. Again, that is under the concept of controlled delivery.
First, there is a control delivery going to Tondo, Manila, ma'am. Then we changed the control delivery from Tondo, Manila going to Mexico, Pampanga.
Can you please enlighten us? Sino po ang shipper? Sino ang importer? At saan po ang warehouse dapat nito?
That information, ma'am, is with the National Bureau of Investigation.
I understand. Pidea, since you are saying that under the concept of controlled delivery, instead of bringing this to Tondo, Manila, you brought the shipment to Mexico, Pampanga, specifically Empire 999 warehouse. Tama po ba?
Yes, ma'am. Warehouse number 2 of Empire 999.
Among the 4 offices, which actually directed that the shipment be brought to Mexico, Pampanga?
It was the National Bureau of Investigation.
The National Bureau of Investigation. And can you please walk us through ano pong nangyari when this shipment was already brought to Mexico, Pampanga, Empire 999?
We waited for more or less 3 days that somebody will take it from inside the warehouse. So we have the surveillance team there, we have the camera.
For how many days, sir?
Almost 3 days, ma'am, because we have extended the control delivery operation for almost 3 times.
3
That
times.
is at the request of NBI, ma'am.
Okay. So
But
it's like an entrapment, sir? Reason why you brought it to Empire 999?
Yes, ma'am. That is the purpose, ma'am, to
You are
entrap those who
waiting
will get
as
it.
to the person who can possibly come and take custody of the illegal shipment. Tama po?
Yes, ma'am.
May dumating po bang tao?
None, ma'am.
Wala po. Then what did you do with the shipment?
Then we get into the warehouse and remove and take and account again the illegal drugs, ma'am.
Nevertheless, Pidea, since wala pong dumating na tao to take the shipment, of course, I understand you inquire into the ownership of Empire 999, kung saan nadala po at natagpuan itong illegal shipment na ito upon the directive of the NBI, as you have said. Sino
Yes,
po
ma'am.
ang may-ari ng Empire 999?
It was later found out, ma'am, that it is Willie Ong, ma'am.
Willie Ong and ADT Yang, tama po ba? Among the incorporators?
Initially, ma'am, it is only Willie Ong that we know. Then with what we have researched, and according to other sources, he has again about 5 incorporators in that Empire 999.
Who is Willie Ong, Pidea?
Willie Ong, ma'am, also known as Kai Kiming, is one of the 5 identified incorporators of Empire 999 Realty Incorporated. And we have researched, ma'am, that he has also a lot of co-incorporators.
I wish to believe that you have looked into the articles of incorporation of Empire 999 already.
Yes, ma'am.
And may I know if you have checked already the citizenship, the nationality of Willie Ong?
Ma'am, it was the NBI who has the follow-up of the operation.
But on the basis of the information that was shared to you already by the NBI, would you know kung ano pong nationality ni Willie Ong?
We do have no knowledge of that, ma'am.
May we hear from NBI? NBI, have we checked the nationality of Willie Ong?
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, for the NBI, may I ask that Attorney Jonathan Galicia, the head of our task force anti-illegal drugs, be recognized?